Well, Steve, on one level, it's probably a relief that the losing streak has come to an end, but looking at that game tonight, you must be frustrated that it's really 2 points drop, probably.
Yeah, very frustrated too. Conceding the 85th minute was a big blow. But I think the last two games, there have been a lot of promising signs. I felt tonight we started absolutely brilliantly for 20-25 minutes. The pitch then became a lot harder to play because it hammered down in the first half, and that sort of affected us a little bit. It was hard for both teams to play, to be fair. But to come back from 1-0 down and get the lead, very disappointing to then go and concede such a sloppy goal, really.
And talking of the conditions, obviously the longer the game went on, the worse they got. Was there any question at half-time of the referee consulting you or Gary to ask whether or not the game should continue?
Yeah, there was, and I think if the rain had continued as it had for the first half, it would have. I don't think it would have finished the game, but it eased off about 5 minutes into the second half. It eased off and stayed pretty much like that for the next 25-30 minutes, and then started heavy again last 10. So by that time, the game was going to get finished.
And you brought in Scott Rendell today, and
Yeah.
How did you think he did on his debut?
I thought he did very well, and you know, he gave us a good focal point. Like I say, in that first 20 minutes, he had two good efforts that were saved. Joe Mack had a great effort, and someone else. I think we had 4 chances in the first 15-20 minutes, and we were very unfortunate not to be 1-0 up before they scored. But things aren't going for us at the moment. But pleased in a way with the last two performances, if not just picking up the 1 point from those two games.
And of course, an absolute sickener giving away that goal late on. It looked like there were plenty of opportunities to clear it, and we just didn't do that properly.
Yeah, you're right, and I'll have to have a look at it again, but you're right, we should have cleared the ball. We haven't, and we've been punished. We do seem to be getting punished for near about everything that we do wrong at the moment, but that's football for you. You have those runs where that happens. We're in one at the moment. Felt we were going to get out of it at 2-1 up, and deservedly so. But you know, you can either go and cry about it, or you dance your shoulders and you get on with things, and that's the way that we've got to be. That's the way you've got to be. Everyone's put a massive effort in. As you can hear, the shouting from the side, the fans were great, and the players put in a hell of a great working performance. And with very good quality in the first 25. So we haven't done a lot wrong today, but we've been punished again for a couple of errors, and that's the way it's going at the moment.
And do you think, Steve, that's down to nerves, anxiety, knowing that you're 2-1 up, with 5 minutes to go? What do you think caused that tonight?
Well, it's not just tonight, is it? It's we've had, our results would suggest that's been a problem throughout the first 7 and 8 games. We told the players in no uncertain terms that the performances against Aldershot and Gateshead were not acceptable, absolutely not acceptable. We showed no physical and mental courage in those games, but that can't be said of the last 2 games. We just need results to turn. Maybe that is a turning point tonight in the fact that we've got a point after 4 defeats. And it's not, it's the first time since Gary and myself have been here that I think we've lost 3 games on the spin, let alone 4 games. So very important to turn it round.Maybe that's the start of something. But like I said, the players were told in no uncertain terms that the performances were not acceptable, but they've responded at Alfreton, and they've responded tonight in difficult conditions.
And just when it looked like perhaps Woking weren't going to get that break or that little bit of luck, they did, didn't they, to get that first goal, and I think it was Lee Sawyer shot, and Scott Rendell didn't really know much about it, and it finds its way into the bottom corner.
Yeah, you feel that might turn it and you might get the win, or that made it 1-1 obviously, but you feel that might turn the tide and you could go on to win the game. And then when the penalty goes in, you think, yeah, great chance, but as football, you've got to see things at both ends. You've got to see things through in the penalty box. I felt there was, they had the ball in that corner for a little while, and then it never got cleared. And we've suffered for it. And the players feel as bad as myself and Gary.
And next up, Steve, Hideaway. Need I say more?
Well, yeah, I mean, got to go there and if we play like we have in the last 2 games, I think we've got every chance of winning the game.
Lovely, thank you very much. Have a safe journey home.
Cheers.